construction man, a young man I met. He told me he knows you.
Oh, JR or Mark?
JR.
Oh, yeah.
That's like my son.
Yeah, it's cool.
Bad guy.
Yeah, he is. Matter of fact, he's here today.
He seems to be making
Order. Roll call, clerk.
Yes, ma'am. May 23rd, Caddo Parish Commission roll call. Dominique Johnson, Williams, Lynn Baker, Holman, Lynch, Escudé, Thibodeau, Park, Smith, and Epperson. You have a quorum, Madam President.
Thank you. Will please stand for the invocation and pledge by Commissioner Johnson.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your grace and your mercy. We thank you for this opportunity that you have given us to be leaders in the community. We thank you for your wisdom. We thank you for all things that you do for us. We thank you for the democracy that we live in and not a dictatorship that so many others live in today. We ask you that you would look out at our colleague Joyce Bowman and others that are under the same type of cancerous problems, and that you would reach your arms out around them and keep them within your loving arms. These blessings we ask in your son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Let us face the flag and render the proper salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any agenda additions? If not, next item.
Citizens' comments.
You have any cards?
Come on.
Citizens who wish to address the commission on any issue other than zoning, please fill out a comment card located in the chamber foyer and return to the president of the clerk of commission. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. Have one card, Mr. David Aubrey. Please state your name and address.
Yes, ma'am. My name is David Aubrey, 7000 Fern Avenue, Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm representing the Shreveport-Bossier African American Chamber of Commerce in my official capacity today as Vice Chairman of the Board.
Yes, sir.
I just want to pause for a second to say to the honorable members of the Caddo Parish Commission that in my capacity representing our chair, Senator Baker, we thank you for the contribution that the commission has made toward our chamber this year. We're gearing up this fall, October 25th and 26th, to have a Northwest Louisiana Minority Business Expo. It will be a great event in our parish, and we will have more information to come forth following real soon on that event. I also rise to say to you that we understand that this commission is probably going to be looking to develop some sort of a bond proposal. We would like to present and offer our organization as a collaborative partner with Caddo Commission as you enter those discussions. We recognize that we represent an integral group of business leaders and community leaders, and we would like to be a part of whatever development and discussion as you all contemplate this particular bond issue. We believe as a chamber that there is an ample opportunity to do something very, very great. We partner with the city of Shreveport on this bond issue, and we would like to say that we would like that same courtesy to work with you to make sure that any projects that come about from this issue is representative of the entire Caddo Parish.
Thank you, sir.
That's it. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'd just like to say how you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you.
See you.
Commissioner
See
Williams.
you.
Thank you. Well, let me just say, I'm glad to see you here. One of the cornerstones of my campaign when I ran is to ensure that minority be given a level playing field to participate in the vending and the opportunity to do business with the parish of Caddo. At this time, we haven't reached that capacity that I would like to see of that percentage. But I think with your leadership in the organizations, I believe working together with this parish and this administration, we can get to that goal, to that point, because most things here, they're not qualified. They're not bonded. We don't have people in Caddo that can do the work. we don't need to have excuses, we need to have solutions to fix that problem. And believing by coexisting together to work within this administration, we can accomplish that goal. 25% to me, and ain't fair enough.
That's
Look
correct.
at the diversity and the demographic of our city and our parish, it's a majority minority now. So why are we running around hollering about 25% when it should be 50, 52, or whatever the percentages are? So I'm not even pleased with 25%. I'd like to see it go a step further than still holding on to 25% in this country. So hopefully we'll get to the point and get over the hump, quit hollering about 25%, get what's fair to us. Over the past, we have played by the rules. Now we are making the rules, and we need to be in a position to negotiate. So
Absolutely. And Commissioner Williams, if I may respond,
I look forward to working with you guys and your group to reach that goal.
in another capacity, as a managing director for the Minority Supply Institute, and we've had similar discussions with most of you. We launched this program approximately a year ago, and we recognize that there are some capacity issues, but we don't look at them as issues that we cannot overcome. We look at them as opportunities so that we can certainly do some collaborative, innovative things to help our minority business community grow and flourish in Caddo Parish. And so we've had some good success thus far. We're going to be rolling out some of those success stories. A little premature at this point, but there are some areas in our community that are so underserved, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And so it's not enough for us to talk about it. As you would always say, it's to be about it. Let's do something. So recognize that my role as a chairman, vice chair for the chamber, or in my role as manager director for the Minority Supply Institute, you can count on us to be a partner.
But I would like to be awareness about the exciting thing that are going on and who is benefiting. Because you never hear about what companies, what minority companies, especially African-American companies, are benefiting from the role that government plays. And it's time that we don't remain silent. We must let the public know, from the private sector to the public sector, we mean to do business. We're here to do business and play by the rules that was instituted and given us. But we need to have those doors open, and people that are in a position to open the door need to start opening the doors. We're not there just to serve yourself. You're there to lift this community, lift this business community up, both the private and public sector, and all the business located here, but especially those rising young business, whatever they want to, language they want to call it. But we still got to bring African America to be inclusive and connect them with the have and the have-nots to be able to have a win-win where everybody benefit and eat at the table. We can't be divide and conquer no more. It's time for a change. So, and it's got to be done economically.
I have a better appreciation for those success stories at the city. I don't have that much appreciation at the parish because I'm just not that involved. But whoever you identified for me and others to work with the parish, we certainly look forward to working with them.
Oh, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner Lynch. Mr. Aubrey, don't leave.
This ain't the city now. You
I'm
can't
gonna
just
get you off
take
that lease, David.
Don't work for the city as well.
Let me say, kind of bringing sexy back to ball, but let me say that I certainly appreciate the African American Chamber stepping up, wanting to be a stakeholder in discussions. I know both Commissioner Lynn and myself, and I guess about 48 other people or so got on the bus last year headed to Oklahoma. Which was a cross-section of, business and community leaders to see what they were doing there. And, there were a few follow-up meetings, after that, but certainly a lot of discussion is taking place. And, as we were coming back and there, as well as the meetings that we had after that, people want things, done. And they want to have a say in the direction that our city and our parish are going. So I think that is great. I'm hoping that those stakeholders in that group will be engaged as well. I know the city, I think Ms. Swain maybe headed up the citizen group for the city's thing last time.
For the bond issue.
But I think the process is better when you have, stakeholders, and certainly working with those that are elected, to represent these various constituencies. But, for me, it's nothing better than hearing from the people and the folks that pay the taxes and the people who can, you know, whose lives can be enriched and made safer and better. So I just wanted to say I appreciate you all stepping up and offering your organization, and I know you wear a lot of hats in a lot of different organizations as well. And so, so hopefully, I don't know what direction that we're going or on it, but I certainly think that model is one that has been successful, and we've used it, you know, on some raising tax proposals. But I think certainly this may be the first opportunity, at least since I've been here, that we would use it for this process. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Aubrey. Next comment is Mr. Frederick Henson.
Okay, excuse me.
Yes, good evening. Deputy Frederick Henson at 470 Folsom Street, Shreveport, Louisiana, 71107. It's a pleasure, as always, to come before any governmental body to talk about progress, development, and growth. And definitely on behalf, again, with the African American Chamber, as well as a group that's representing of the minority business community, that we truly want to be a part of whatever is going on with the parish as it relates growth and development in this city. And definitely with the bond program or proposed bond program, definitely be a part of helping to help shape what we can do in keeping our area growing in a direction that we are. I don't know if you caught a program earlier today, what a replay or not, concerning the casino industry and the future of that industry here in this market as it relates to Oklahoma and the growth there, and even Texas legislatively passing a law that could move. All right, but we have to maintain a constant effort in looking at how do we continue to grow and expand what we have to offer here to guests coming to our city. And with that, then the parish most definitely, as any other governmental body, should and definitely have a responsibility in looking at how we do and maintain that growth and development. And truly, if you look across the parish, there are pockets, there are places where street development and road expansion and road growth could create commercial locations or commercial spots where commercial development could occur within the parish that benefits not only just our area, but benefit all of our neighboring cities that's located within the parish as well. And truly, that kind of vision is what we need in reference to our growth and development. And then one thing about when I was, tell this quick story, and I'm going to sit down. When I was growing up, my mother used to give me whoopings all the time.
You need to be recycled.
And every time she would whoop me, she would always say, common sense would have told you not to do that. Right? A common sense said, hey, right? Till it got so stuck in me in terms of common sense, I went to my high school library to find the book. Because I wanted, if it was a book on common sense, I wanted that book. All right? I even came down to the downtown library searching for that book on common sense, okay, so that I can definitely, because I didn't want to get any more whoopings and being told about common sense. But to my great surprise, it wasn't a book. Right? It was just everyday living and understanding around you what's happening. And to me, it's just good business to do business with everybody.
That's right.
All right? It's just good common sense. All right? We are on a great direction in terms of Shreveport-Bossier, all right, in our growth and our development, and your continued vision and support in reference to helping to develop our area only makes it better for everybody here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Henson. Commissioner Lynch? Oh, no, Next item.
Visitors, we have none on the agenda. Special resolutions, we have none. Communiques and committee reports.
Okay, I'm gonna start with, go ahead and get mine out the way. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock is the Intergovernmental Consortium quarterly meeting. at the Fairground Skybox at 11 o'clock. And I've already assigned Mr. Wilson to do the prayer and Matthew Lynn to do the pledge. And also like to get some ideas from the commissioners. If you all have anything that you all would like to have discussed tomorrow, we need those today at the end of the meeting so that Ms. Samuels can get the agenda done and get it emailed out to the other governmental entities. So if you have anything that you would like to have discussed tomorrow, please let us know today at the end of the meeting today. Commissioner Smith.
Natural Resource Committee met earlier today, and we discussed the Wells Island water condition, and Mr. Williams is very happy to tell us that that's pretty well, with the help of the administration, has been solved and on the way to being fixed. In addition to that, Ken Ward talked to us about the water awareness, and the state had tried to propose a method to us to make the people in our Keithville and Ellaby Road area more aware of the water condition, but we felt like the administration could do that through letters and various resources to make people aware of it, so we would not have to spend any outside money to do that. So I think people in Mike's territory and my territory are still very much aware, and probably most of yours, of the water conditions. That it has not gone away, but it's not any worse, and I think we're holding our own. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Commissioner Dominique.
Oh, I got a couple things. I actually passed out House Bill number 308. I know y'all probably haven't had a chance to look at that, but we got that from Roland Dortez. He was asking for our support. Really don't think that this affects us, but basically it boils down to if you have items in excess of 50 consent items on your agenda, then you don't have to read every one. Right now, as the current law stands, it does have to be read aloud. He was asking for us to get a commission support on this. So whatever y'all want to do, if someone wishes to make a motion to add it so that we can do a motion in a second to support this bill, we can. Otherwise, we don't have to do anything, but just wanted to bring that to y'all's attention. Second, no, not unless someone. I personally think that it doesn't affect us because we don't normally have 50 consent items. We may have 5 or 10 or 12, something like that.
With that,
I got some more.
my point of information.
Sure.
This should have been an agenda addition if you're gonna put anything up for a vote.
I wasn't putting. I'm just bringing it up for information.
But you said if you wanted a motion, though. Okay.
I said if anybody wants to make a motion to put it on the agenda, they can.
Okay, we passed over the agenda addition, though.
But we can always make agenda additions at any time, can't we?
It's been our rule.
So I'm just saying, Commissioner Epperson, if you wanted to, if you thought that we needed to support that, we can.
Anything else?
Mr. Dumashay, can you come up? I've got a couple questions for you.
This is always a coming in.
I got your information here on the property on Highway 1. What is our next step? Will you have to notify her and we'll have to have a hearing on this?
Yes, sir. The next procedure would be we would determine when we want to do another property standards board. We will send her a letter giving her a 2-week notice, giving her enough time to prepare her case or whatever she wants to do, and give it a date and time. And it's usually scheduled after a work session.
Okay. Well, just go ahead and move forward with that if you don't mind. It's been 4-something years and she hasn't done anything, so she's had plenty of time in my opinion. So. And then please look at that other spot with the dilapidated mobile home up there that we talked about.
You'll have to refresh my memory. Which road, sir?
Just north on Highway 1, right past the triangle. There's a little bar area right past it on your left. There's a mobile home that's really dilapidated.
Okay, I'll have to take a second look at it.
Okay, it's you know where the crossroads right there in Oil City is? There's the channel marker bar right past it on your left. You can't miss it, okay?
I'll check it out.
Thank you. That's it.
Commissioner Lynn.
This past Monday, I accidentally started a firestorm that, of course, was absolutely never my intention to do. I was called to breakfast by Carolyn Prater, who sits in the back along with some other community leaders, and they brought to my attention House Bill 470, which currently there's a law to where you cannot tether your dog in the back of a truck on interstate. And I have visited with Representative Thomas Wilmot of District 92 of the Kenner-Metairie area, and he says that down there that they have a strong problem, a huge problem, with dogs jumping out of the back of the trucks and causing accidents along the interstate ways. Now, granted, that may not happen up here as often, though he did cite that approximately 10% of all the animals that you see on the side of the road did not run from the side of the road, but actually came out of the back of pickup trucks. I was waiting on a lot of documentation and facts from him, though he's been in Senate meetings all day testifying on this. I have not received them, and I apologize. I wanted to have those for you to see today. And so when I bring something forth for everybody, I do it for everybody, and certainly don't try to sneak anything in, but want everybody to know all the facts. And I feel that I was negligent in speaking the case to its whole, because ultimately I did not know as much as I needed to know. But Representative Wilmot said that there is already a tether law, and that this would merely apply strictly to interstate highway systems, and that it would be that the dogs would be in a box to keep not only the dogs safe, though granted they are property of a Louisiana resident if that is the case, because in Louisiana your pets are your property, but to also protect the cars traveling nearby where that is happening. That's all, Madam President.
Commissioner Evers.
Okay, under communiques, there will be a Veterans Celebration Committee meeting Thursday, May the 30th at 10 o'clock a.m. at the Commission meeting room. Also, I want to let everyone know far in advance so they can make plans. Property Standards meeting, Code Enforcement, 2 o'clock p.m., June 3rd, prior to the work session. Also, from the administration, if I'm sorry, on the commission meeting, first commission meeting in June, I would like for staff to prepare a resolution of appreciation to SWEPCO linemen, administrative staff, engineers, and also, I never could pronounce that word, that orange truck, Ashplant, the tree cutters that work in conjunction with SWEPCO. I know there'll be times that we might need them again during this time of the year, but oftentimes we get a lot of cursing in reference to them, but I think we need to let them know the things that they do. And also, if we contact Mr. John Huffman, who we always in contact with when we have problems in the community.
Hubbard.
So I coordinate.
Hubbard. John Hubbard, not Hubbard.
H-U-B-B-A-R-D.
Yes.
Okay, John Hubbard, if you would, with SWEPCO. So we can coordinate those and have some, personnel available for that. Mr. Harris, could you give us an update on the incident of 517 relative to the pit bulls on Pines Road in Sunhaven?
Yes, sir. On 517, we arrived at the residence. Officer Clark, he spoke with Mr. Pfeiffer, who owned a dog in the backyard that was current on the rabies. The owner was not home at the time. He did speak with the brother, Mr. Cabrera, who was familiar with what was going on with the dogs. Two of the pit bulls that were back there, approximately 5 months in age, were not current on their rabies. And they agreed with Officer Clark that they would make the necessary adjustments to their fence and have the rabies done by 5/31. On 5/21, we arrived at the residence again to speak to Mrs. Washington, Melissa Washington, who stated that she was approached by the dogs in an aggressive manner. We asked her to provide a written statement, sworn affidavit to that effect, so that we could be able to take the appropriate action. We came back and left a door notice She did not return our call or respond to us. We went back out again on 5/22. The original door notice was still on the door. We left a second door notice for her to call, and we're continuing to drive by our residence to try to see if we can get her affidavit. Once we have her affidavit, that will give us the information that we need to be able to take the appropriate action, sir.
Okay. And you did check and see how many times you all had been called?
Yes, sir. We've been out to that residence about 4 to 5 times.
Okay. And what about, did you check with SPD? I understand that they were contacted also.
Yes, sir. They're a different reporting system. We're trying to get a copy of their report once their officer completes their report. But we did canvass the neighborhood. We did talk to several residents on that street. The lady at 6102 stated that she didn't see anything. Her husband would call in if he saw anything. We haven't got a call from him. We talked to a Mr. Williams at 6204 Sunhaven, and he said that he sees the dogs, but it's mainly barking, no problems from his point of view. So we're going to continue canvassing on the back side of the street to see what we have in terms of that, to be able to put together enough information to be able to take the appropriate action, sir.
Okay. And they've gotten out, I think, 3 or 4 times. Just want to note that the neighbor to the west of that house is 94 years old.
Yes, sir.
She loves to kind of get out. She's been ill. She loves to get out in the yard.
Yes, sir.
They ever attack her side gone. The neighbor directly across from them is suffering from an injury.
Yes, sir.
With cancer, where he has to take walks and exercise. So they are literally prisoners in their own homes because of the possibility of those dogs, breaking out again. So
I understand your concern, sir, and I can tell you that public safety is going to be paramount in our department, and we will take the appropriate action as soon as we get the necessary paperwork.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let's see. I had an incident at 4227 Calderwood that I had spoken with Mr. Demache in reference to, and also had spoken with Mr. Whittington. However, that particular residence, I think, was under divorce and undergoing some kind of legalities, whereas we could not do anything relative to our property standards laws. But I would like to state that I crafted a letter on my letterhead, not stating that they were breaking any laws, but just stating the concerns of the residents in the community relative to the deplorable condition of that property, irrespective to it being undergoing the legalities before someone can do something about it. And I basically got a response within 3 days. They cleaned that property up excellent. So what I'm saying to staff, all the time there may not be an ordinance or something on the books, but we can craft correspondence from this organization under a certain department that just say, hey, we are getting concerns from the residents and people in the community. And they will act on that because just the idea of seeing the official logo and the official letterhead. And I don't think we've been doing that, just saying it's not a law in the book, we can't do anything until it's foreclosed and things of that nature. I think we need to do a little better within that vein, and I think we can do some results, some better results, without having to always quote laws on the books. Could I get an update from someone relative to the status of the American Counties for Energy Independence?
The check has been ordered to pay the dues, Commissioner Epperson. I don't, to my knowledge, it hasn't been issued yet. I don't know. I signed the check request earlier this week.
It's a conference call tomorrow at 10 a.m.
There's a conference call tomorrow at 10 a.m. that Commissioner Baker and I are going to participate in.
Okay, a conference call with who?
With the
Other
board
members
of the
of the board.
organization.
Oh, okay, members of the board. Okay.
To talk about they're still in the adoption stage of their
For the bylaws.
Bylaws.
Yeah, hopefully the enlargement of the board to include a Caddo Parish seat.
Mr. Wilson, this is directed to you. I had been requesting information relative to this organization, which I feel that there wasn't a concerted effort, an aggressive effort to get that information to me. So at this time, I would like to direct this correspondence to you and have it for the record and make sure that we understand what my concerns are and possibly maybe some of the concerns of the other people that did not vote in the affirmative of us undergoing that endeavor with that organization. So at this time, I will go forward. First, I would like to know, how did Mr. Grubb find out about the organization in October of 2012? Was it by phone, email, written correspondence, or person to person? If by email or written correspondence, please furnish copies. If person to person or by phone, please furnish name of individuals and or organization. Was the parish administrator, Mr. Wilson, informed of ACEI, and I'll call it the acronym AC, so I won't have to say the long form of it. Was Parish Administrator Woody Wilson informed of AC also at the same time as Mr. Grubb? If so, request the same information that was requested above. Were any commissioners of the formation of AC in October 2012 or at any time prior to the presentation of resolution number 20 for us to join, or that was being placed on the Natural Resources Committee agenda? If so, who those commissioners were? Does any commissioner that voted in the affirmative to join AC stand to reap any economic benefits, such as employment? Do they have any stock interests in any of the oil or gas related industries? Does any administrative staff member or any employee of the Caddo Parish Commission stand to reap any economic benefit from any oil or gas related industry by being associated with AC? If these concerns are also inclusive, these concerns should also be inclusive of spouses and or family members of commissioners or employees. Does the parish of Caddo currently have any contracts that are active with any oil or gas related industry, consultants, or attorneys who are advocates on behalf of the oil and gas industry that may have knowledge of AC? Were any individuals, consultants, legal representatives of any oil and gas related entities that were or are currently under contract with the Caddo Parish Commission for any oil, gas, or drilling transactions, advocates of Caddo Parish becoming members of AC? The meeting of April the 25th through the 26th in Houston, Texas, I'd like to ask if anyone was familiar that a Mr. Greg Fulfer was present, G-R-E-G-F-U-L-F-E-R, James Henderson, or Doug McClinko, MC, capital L-I-N-K-O. Were they present? Is anyone familiar that AC is headquarters in Wysox, Pennsylvania, W-Y-S-O-X, Pennsylvania? Is anyone familiar that AC is a nonprofit domestic corporation filed in Houston, file number 801646403 in August of 2012? I'd also like to know how the travel was authorized by Lindora Baker to attend the meeting of April the 25th and 26th in Houston relative to AC. Why weren't other commissioners invited? Also, how will the board members from Caddo Parish be selected? I'd also like to know if Charles or Ms. Baker are familiar with the FRAC Act legislation that is currently being introduced in Congress on May 9, 2013. It's a bipartisan bill by Diana DeGetti, Democrat, Colorado, Charles Gibson, Republic, New York. The acronym stands for Fracturing Responsibility and Awareness of Chemical Act. I think this is going to be basically contentious legislation, contentious deliberations relative to this particular venture. And once again, I would like to emphasize that I am against it because I don't think that this governmental body should be a part of that organization. I think that should be an organization that's primarily being advocated by members of the oil and gas and drilling industries. So hopefully there won't be any misunderstanding as to the information that I'm requested. Pretty sure that we can verbatimly get the minutes of what I've just put into play and make sure that we understand specifically what I would like. I also would like to introduce a copy of the House Track Act, if I can give it to the clerk for the record, and also an article that appeared in the Shreveport Times. Headline: Plans to Export U.S. Natural Gas Stirred Debate. That's all I have relative to that. As I would finish, I think Mr. Grubb had asked me about some information relative to urban participation on products probably utilizing parish funds. I would refer to the emails to him on, let's see, December the 4th of 2012, December the 5th of 2012, and I got a detailed response from him on January the 16th of 2013. So if anyone would like copies of that, I don't know if he submitted the information that we had asked about in Monday's work session. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My comment's going to be short. Can you believe that?
Thank the Lord.
Short and sweet.
Don't do it until he's done.
Thank the Lord.
Short and sweet. On behalf of the Wells Island Road community and the citizens of District 3, I would just want to say, on behalf, and I want to just say thank you to this body, to this administration, and to these commissioners. Oftentimes, my compassion, I'm overtaken by my compassion. And oftentimes, you charge it to my head and not my heart. But my heart is in the right place. When it comes to people that are hurting, that are poor, and that are disenfranchised, and that are despised. So they came up together with our administration with a solution to resolve the problem. And I think that's where the rubber meets the road, with grassroots government and people govern themselves, and we just help facilitate that. And I can't say enough about Mr. Ward and the Public Works Director, who stayed on it, stayed in the game, and they never quit until they got the problem solved. And one thing I say about the employees and the staff at Caddo Parish, we were about being solution-oriented, not excuses-oriented. And I just want to commend you guys and thank you for the work you've done thus far. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Commissioner Escaday.
Let everybody know we have a special projects meeting immediately following this one. Thank you.
Mr. Cox.
One quick question. I need administration and Mr. Everett after this meeting for about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Next item.
Adopt minutes of regular meeting held on May 9th.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Lynn. Are there any discussion? Please vote. Next item.
Public hearing on zoning ordinances. Zoning case P2 of 2013 in regard to ordinance 5312 of 2013, 5720 Old Mooringsport Road, property located on the north side, 100 feet east of Alaska Lane. 49 Development LLC applicant requests to rezone the west 5 acres of the east 10 acres of the south half of the southeast quarter of the southwest quarter of section 30 T19 NR 14W, together with all buildings and improvements thereon, from RA Residence Agricultural District to Urban One Family Residence District for single family housing.
Is anyone here to speak in favor of this ordinance? Is anyone here to,
There's someone.
please state your name and address. You have 3 minutes.
My name is Dan Delaney, 1410 Hahn Avenue, Shreveport, Louisiana, and I'm here to represent 49 Development LLC. There's approximately 5 acres in this tract of land. We are trying to rezone it from RA to R1D. That would make the lot size approximately 8,000 feet per lot, and the R1D minimum is 7,200 feet. It's the only practical way to divide the property with one single cul-de-sac going down the middle, makes each lot about 135 feet deep and 65 feet wide. We have retained Baylor Engineering, and we've done our site plan, we've done our drainage plan, we've got our curb cut application processed. We've been through the Metropolitan Planning Commission meeting and got voted unanimously to approve what we're doing over there. We are installing, we're not hooking into a forced main that goes across the front of the property. We're installing new gravity-fed sewer, which has been accepted in the design that Baylor submitted to the sewer district. We've got the water line access planned out. The other utilities will come in on about exactly a 15-foot easement on each side of the road down the front of the lots, and the electric and the other utilities will come in on those easements.
Okay, thank you. You can ask any questions. Is anyone here speak against this ordinance? Next item, Ms. Clerk.
That concludes public hearing on zoning ordinances. We have public hearing on regular ordinances. Ordinance number 5308 of 2013, setting the general and special purpose millages to adjust the rate as allowed by Article 7, Section 23 of the Louisiana Constitution of 1974 and Louisiana Revised Statutes 47-1705B, levying and imposing taxes and assessments for 2013 on all properties subject to taxation.
Is anyone here to speak in favor of this? Anyone here to speak against? Next item.
Ordinance 5309, setting the parish millage for the purpose of paying principal and interest due on outstanding parish bonds and setting, excuse me, and to instruct the tax assessor to include year 2013 on said millage for the tax roll of Parish of Caddo.
Anyone speak in favor? Anyone speak against? Next item.
5310 of 2013, to adopt the values fixed or to be fixed by the Louisiana Tax Commission on all assessments for railways and other public service corporations.
Anyone speak in favor of ordinance number 5310? Anyone speak in opposition of ordinance number 5310? Next item.
Ordinance 5311 of 2013, setting the assessment for property classified as timberlands.
Anyone speak in favor of ordinance number 5311? Anyone to speak in opposition of ordinance number 5311? Next item.
Ordinance 5315, to close and abandon a portion of undeveloped Olney Street in the town of Blanchard.
Anyone to speak in favor of ordinance number 5315? Anyone to speak in opposition of ordinance number 5315? Next item.
That concludes public hearing on ordinances. We have zoning ordinances for final passage. Ordinance number 5312 in regard to zoning case P2-13 to rezone the property on Old Morningsport Road.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Escaday, second by Commissioner Thibodeau. Are there any discussion?
Johnson.
Commissioner
Johnson, second.
Second by Commissioner Johnson. Are there any discussion?
That used to be my area.
Not, please vote. That item passes. Next item.
Ordinances for final passage. Ordinance 5308, general and special purpose millages.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Thibodeau, second by Commissioner Dominic. Any discussion? If not, please vote. That passes. Next item.
Ordinance 5309, setting the parish millage for the purpose of paying principal and interest.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Thibodeau, second
Second.
by Commissioner Dominic. Are there any discussion? If none, please vote. That passes. Next item.
Ordinance 5310, to adopt the values fixed to be,
So moved.
or to be fixed by the tax commission.
Moved by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Johnson. Are there any discussion? If none, please vote. That passes. Next item.
Ordinance 5311, timberlands.
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Commissioner Dominic, second by Commissioner Thibodeau. Are there any discussion? If none, please vote. That passes. Next item.
Ordinance 5315, to add the street of McDaniel Drive to the list of no trucks. 5315, to close and abandon a portion of undeveloped Olney Street
So
in
moved.
Blanchard.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Dominic, second by Commissioner Epperson. Any discussion? If not, please vote. That passes. Next item.
Ordinances for introduction. Ordinance number 5316, amending and enacting Chapter 26, Section 26-189 to the Caddo Parish Code of Ordinances to add the street of McDaniel Drive to the list of no trucks. Work session minutes, they are not ready.
Okay.
Resolutions, resolution number 26, supporting the appointees of Caddo Parish Commissioners, supporting the appointments of Caddo Parish Commissioners to committees of the National Association of Counties for the year 2013.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Williams,
Second.
second by Commissioner Cox. Commissioner,
Says Matthew just on the
are there any
website.
discussion? Commissioner
Yeah.
Epperson.
I see Mr. Williams' name is not in
It's on it.
juvenile justice, right?
It's on the.
It's on there.
Mr. Williams?
It's on the
There you
printed
go,
copy,
King.
sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I got it good. I'm fixed.
Thank you for
Commissioner Lynch,
Check it out, brother.
That's dangerous.
Earlier joke.
Commissioner Lynch is on here.
Redone.
You don't need to speak. Any more discussion? If none, please vote. That passes. Next item.
Ordinance number
Resolution.
27.
Resolution number 20.
Resolution number 20.
Excuse me, I'm doing 4 jobs today. Please bear with me.
And you're doing
Resolution
well.
number 27 of 2013, acceptance of the Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire as required by the Legislative Auditor's
moved.
Office.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Dominic. Are there any discussion? Please vote. That passes. Next item.
There's no old business, new business. Confirmation for appointment of Mr. Greg Young to fill the unexpired term of Mr. Gerald Purcell.
Been moved by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner,
Williams.
what the heck is this? Second by Commissioner somebody.
Williams.
Williams. If no discussion, please vote.
Okay.
Give me this.
We ready? Both jobs. What we got? Both jobs. Doing a good job, Ms. Vita.
I'm doing my best. Thank you.
Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Miss Clerk.
Confirmation for
Miss
appointment
Clerk, I'm sorry.
of Ms. Lita Smith to Caddo Parish District.
So moved.
Fire District
Second.
5.
Been moved by Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
second by Commissioner Dominic. Any discussion? Please vote. That passes. Next item.
Confirmation for appointment of Ms. Nancy Cooper to the Metropolitan Planning Commission.
Move to
fill the
approve.
unexpired term of Mr. Desmond
Second.
Spalls.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Lynn, second by Commissioner Williams, or that Commissioner Johnson?
So at the end of the term, then we will have to come back again and, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Get evaluated.
Commissioner Lynch, I'm sorry, Commissioner Epperson.
Is Ms. Cooper present today?
I just got a message from her that she was stuck in court for a child advocacy appeal and that she'd like to be here. She
Lynn,
apologized.
if you would you text her back and tell her that I'd like to invite Mr. Cooper to our Veterans Celebration Committee meeting on Thursday, the 30th, 10 a.m. down here?
I will relay all of that. Yes.
Commissioner Lynch.
Does anybody know who all our, I mean, right off the top of their head, who all our appointees are on the MPC? I know this will bring our number to what, 4? Who are our other appointees? Do you know?
Alan Young.
Larry Ferdinand and her.
Just 2?
I think that's 3.
I'm sorry, Larry Ferdinand.
Alan Young. And then we open your man. What's his name?
Alan
Young.
and her.
Okay, and how many total are there on there?
7.
Yeah, I think there's 7.
They all
How
of
many-
them
how many,
in
Stephen?
places.
9? I'm sorry, 9.
Thank you.
There's
Okay, are
never
all
a-
of them filled, Stephen?
With this appointment, we have them all.
You have a full board?
Yes, ma'am.
I think Windsor Andrews.
Okay.
Oh, yes, yes.
Windsor Andrews is our appointment.
Yes.
We've got several. Windsor's one of our guys.
Need to go.
And what about Ruffin?
Ruffin?
Okay, so it's Windsor, Andrews, Larry Ferdinand, Alan Young, and then it would be Miss Cooper. Okay, that's all 4. Okay.
Commissioner Williams.
I'm glad you asked the question.
I was not
she
finished.
okay. Go ahead.
I'm fixing to ask. And I'm glad they have a full board. This will allow them to have a full board because I do think there are some serious issues going on in terms of I know, in Caddo Parish, we've got, we're heavily vested in planning right now with the Water Utility District and the UDC Uniform Development Code, as well as zoning and all of that surrounding I-49. And I think that we, as well as the city, who's the other appointing body, as we move forward with these multi-million dollar projects, need to be concerned with the direction of that office and the leadership in that office. We've got the master plan now, and we need to be moving forward progressively and in as expeditious manner as we can, because of some of the things that we have said that we want to do and that the community has said that it wants done. Status quo, and those days I think are over, hopefully. So I'm hoping that as we're looking at the direction of that office, our participation with them both financially and as well as with our folks that are on the board, people that we're appointing, that those matters are seriously looked at. So thank you.
Commissioner Williams.
I think Madam Lynch spoke on some things that I'm concerned about. I've received numerous of calls from business people in the community and just regular citizens about how they're treated when they go before that body. If I had it my way, I'd replace every last one of them if I had to vote. Because they have no right, as young people would say, they be ego tripping. And the way they talk down to people and treat some of the business people come here, it just ain't right. And they serve at the pleasure of the City Council and the Caddo Parish Commission. So, in the future, when we select and nominate people, we need to drill them how they're going to treat citizens in the community and business folk and regular citizens. And sometimes elected officials come before that body. I think it's unfair in the way they treat some of the citizens in our community and some of the business people and some of the potential business people. If you look at the occupancy license, there could be a lot more because sometimes the MPC meet them first. First impression is the last impression. So I hope in the future when we do decide to do, and I'd like to know, Mr. Attorney, if we vote on a candidate for that position and we feel that they're not serving in the capacity of their term, can we, at such time, remove them from that board?
He's gone right now, so.
Anytime you want.
Do we need an attorney general opinion for that?
No, we can do it.
You can appoint or not appoint anybody you want to.
Yes.
The answer is that anyone that you appoint, Commissioner Williams, serves at the pleasure of the commission, and they can be removed with or without cause, regardless of the body that you're talking about.
That's all I need to know. Thank you.
I think that's on all the boards.
Right.
I'm worried about the MPC right now.
Okay. Commissioner Lynn?
That starting at our very next work session, Dara Sanders will be coming and giving a report on the UDC. This summer I'm free of work and free of school and will be focusing the majority of my attention on the development of that. If any one of you commissioners want to call me directly on my cell phone to meet either on the phone or face-to-face as to the direction that it is going, I beg of you to please call and meet with me, and all the meetings obviously and blatantly are open to you, and the more input that you can give me to represent the parish on this, the better this will turn out. That's all. Thank you.
Mr. Cox?
Talking about the MPC, Stephen, if you could give us a list after today or starting next week of your board and who is the appointees of those members, if you don't mind, by email to each commissioner. Also, I can tell you over the last 4 years, I have seen Dan, Chris, and Alan go on to the MPC to represent us as from the commission, and I can tell you I've sat in on those meetings. I've seen what these three individuals have done in their time representing us, and I can tell you that they are go-getters, or Dan was a go-getter, God rest his soul. Chris, he was a go-getter, and he had to move to San Antonio, and now we've got Alan. And I can tell you by experience from dealing with all three of these individuals and seeing them in action and talking to them about certain issues that's come up with the MPC, these guys are some of our best representatives we could ever have. So I agree, we still need to work with the MPC, as Ms. Lynch said. We have a lot of issues coming up over the next 4 or 5 years. The end of the year may come up with some more as growth comes in, as zoning comes into play, I-49 comes into play. We as a body is going to stay on the MPC, and we need to work together with not only the MPC, the city, but the citizens as well. And that's going to take a lot of hard work and effort. So the people we have on there, I think they do a great job, and let's just all get together and work on it. Thank you.
Mr. Escaday?
I've been serving with Mr. Lynn on the Master Plan Advisory Committee ever since it was instituted. I forget which of you had the chair when I was asked to do that. First it was me and Ms. Lynch. And as she can probably tell you too, it is some highly involved information. And we've been at that in the UDC for the last 2.5 years. Matthew and I and Stephanie before Matthew have worked closely with Councilman Everson and McCullough on addressing, these issues, as well as trying to have a vision for implementation of master plan provisions that we can reasonably do, a timeline for such, and as well as the UDC. And I can just tell you, we meet regularly. The work is hard. I don't mind serving. but I'm tired. Anybody would like to bite off a piece of that, talk to me, because, it's just, it's tough. And I mean, we all serve on a lot of committees, we're all busy, but this one particularly is wearing me down.
Are we voting
I
yet?
need you stick in there. I need that mouth.
Yeah,
Are we voting yet?
look tired.
No, we haven't voted.
Commissioner Johnson?
Call for the question.
David. Second.
Yes. Call for the question. Please vote.
Vote, call for the
Now it's time for us to vote on Ms. Cooper. Please vote. That passes. Next item.
Mr. Smith hadn't voted.
Mr. Smith. Vote.
Ma'am.
There you go, thanks. Next item.
Confirmation for reappointment of Mr. Ricky Hall to the North Shreveport Industrial Park. Term expires April 2015.
Moved by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Johnson.
Well, I would like to say,
Any discussion?
yeah, I wanted to take that off the agenda because we did that on May 9th. So he's already been reappointed.
Voted on too?
You get double voted.
Well, how did he get back here?
Well, let's go ahead and knight him now.
Next item.
Confirmation for travel for Commissioner Kenneth Epperson to attend Police Jury Association Black Caucus Conference in North Area.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Johnson. Are there any discussion?
You going, soul man?
Commissioner Lynch,
No, that was last time.
please vote. Seven, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, Mr. Smith, what you got against the brothers?
Okay, that passes. Anything else on this, on this meeting tomorrow, intergovernmental consortium? Miss Sandy is 11 o'clock, that's just kind of like the time you can arrive. So between 11 and 11:30 you can arrive, but it actually starts at 11:30.
All right.
Yes, 11:30.
Okay. Meeting adjourned. I
All
like
right,
that.
5 minutes, we'll tear it up, guys. Please.
We don't need 5 minutes, we can just go on.
How's your procedure? You have to do with the
Capital project, yeah.
You got this. I mean,